Multiple indicators are pointing towards a bottom for the CRO token. But what are these indicators and what should you do? Well guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only Coin Baron, and this video is sponsored by WolfSwap, the leading DEX aggregator on Cronos and Cronos zkEVM, but more about that later. First, in this video, I want to talk about a few different topics. Well, one being a potential bottom for the CRO token based on the charts. But also, I want to mention a potential trend shift really for the overall crypto scene. Because you might have heard about the news of a new token being launched by the president of Argentina. Yeah, it sounds really crazy, and it is also too crazy to be true because a lot of investors lost a lot of money with this token launched here called LIBRA. But that was not the first celebrity token where a lot of investors lost a lot of money. It also happened with the Melania token and also with the Hark2 token. And what all these three tokens had in common was also insider trading. So really guys, only the teams creating this token, those won a lot of money. The rest probably lost a lot of money in the process. That is also why a lot of people right now are fed up with the meme narrative. And like I mentioned here in this tweet, I do believe the narrative is changing really fast. People are looking really into utility again. So that is also what we're kind of seeing here on the charts for example, the Ethereum token. So Ethereum, as you might have heard in previous videos, I believe is the first altcoin to really start moving. Once Ethereum makes big moves, when it goes above its previous all-time high at about $4,500 US, then I do believe that other altcoins like CRO, like Polygon will make even bigger moves. That is at least the narrative we have seen so far in the last few cycles as well. But okay, it is not only the narrative of Ethereum maybe potentially breaking out soon. It is still, by the way, below in this downtrend. But what we're also seeing is some other things regarding, for example, the FTX repayments. So this, guys, is the first distribution of a bit of money that was basically stolen from the FTX customers. And you might have seen that the first distribution is taking place on the 18th of February. So if you're watching this video today, it's the 17th. So tomorrow, the first bit of FTX repayments will start to commence. And that will only be a relatively small part. So only for the small fishes, people with only about $50,000 on FTX will get their claim. So starting tomorrow, we might see an additional $1 billion US pumped into the market. And especially because these are the smaller customers of FTX, I do believe they are more likely to be retail customers. And what do I know of retail customers? Retail absolutely loves altcoins. That is also right now why I do believe that Ethereum is pumping a bit, but also why the narrative might shift really quickly as well for tokens like CRO, because they also have their own chain and also have their own kind of utility. That narrative shift also might come at a very good technical time if you take a look at those indicators. But first, a quick word of our sponsor. WolfSwap is a trading platform where you can easily trade your favorite tokens directly on chain. And the more you trade on chain, the more XP you can also earn for their latest feature, the profile pages. On the profile pages, you can see how much total XP you've earned so far on WolfSwap. And the more XP, the higher the rank will be. And the higher the rank, the more moon tokens you can earn for free on that platform. Start swapping or doing limit orders right now in the description down below. Anyways, let's go back to the CRO chart, because honestly, the last few weeks have been pretty bearish, especially if you bought the local top here of 2024. You're currently down about 61%, so ouch. Anyways, as I mentioned in the intro, I do believe we are very near to the bottom, or we might have already seen the bottom for CRO. It's hard to get the exact prediction right here. But let's take a look at one of those indicators, which for example here is the MACD. And for the first time in a long time, finally the MACD is pointing green once more. So that typically means we are ready for a trend reversal. So for example, here you can see this also went into the green. That was the big move from about 7 cents to about 22 cents here in only a few days. I'm not saying we're getting a similar reversal by now, because sometimes it's also a bit of a fake out. But this time around, I do have to say This is a textbook reversal for the MACD. It is at a nice curvature. Here, it didn't really have a nice curvature. It was just going down and down and down. So also this green here, it was kind of a fake out. But right now, we have had a nice curvature. And also, if you take a look at the depth really of the MACD, you have to take a look really at where we are. And you have to compare it with a previous cycle or a previous pump that we've seen in the past. So currently, we're down basically as low as the previous time in 2021 when we made a move towards the $1 valuation here. I'm not saying we're pumping to $1 tomorrow, but at least I want to point out that right now we are at a very significant level really for the MACD once more, especially if you combine that effect, for example, with some other indicators like what we have here, which is the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. And again, currently we're trading at a very interesting level here as we are below the purple box, which means we are oversold. We are oversold according to the RSI. And that's also really interesting because currently, for the first time in a long time, we are trying to break this trend line here. We're trying to break this trend line here, and even we already surpassed it. So here you can see we are right now trading above the trend line. So the idea is typically that we're going to a new uptrend once more. That is also what I'm kind of expecting based on the historic patterns, because right now, like I mentioned, we're trading in the oversold territory over here. But the last time we traded in the oversold territory, only a few weeks later, we went into the green territory. And the same thing also happened here in 2023. So oversold to overbought. And here, guys, very close to oversold. And here again, we got overbought. So typically, guys, we are going to a new overbought territory in only a few more weeks, I would say. And based on the timeline, let's say it's going to be in April or May. Moreover, we still do have a little rainbow chart here for a CRO. And typically what I have to say about the rainbow chart is that the price tries to retest one of these logarithmic trend lines here. So typically we could be going down another 10% actually for the CRO to retest that 8-cent logarithmic trend line here. However, there's one big however. That's this wick here. After some rumors for really a big trade war with the Trump administration, the CRO price already went down to the 8-cent level and retested the trend line. So you could make the argument that we have already retested this trend line for support and that right now we can try to trend up once more towards the blue zone. Or another scenario is that we do trend down lower and then fire up to go again towards the blue zone once more. Whatever the outcome is, I do believe, guys, we are very close to the bottom. We might have seen the bottom, or we might have to go down 10% lower, and then we have seen the bottom. I think either outcome in the end is pretty bullish because we are so close to the outer zone here of the rainbow chart. But again, time will really tell. Those were the indicators pointing towards a potential bottom or trend reversal for the CRO token. But also we still have a thing called seasonality, because typically Q1 and Q4 end really positively for the CRO token. And also last year in March, we did see a big surge for the CRO price. So might we see that once more in the upcoming March? Who knows? But again, I do believe that the technicals are looking good. Seasonality is looking good. And also I do think in general, the narrative is looking very good, but also the S&P being very close to a new all-time high. But okay, time will tell, guys. If you like this video, do not forget to hit the like button as well and strap in and subscribe for more of CRO content. And also, if you'd like to learn more about the upcoming Lion drop, check out this video as well, because, guys, this is going to be also, I think, a big narrative in the Cronos chain ecosystem.